All right, today we're going to be learning about the distributive property of multiplication. This is a fourth grade standard. In this lesson, the reason why we learn about the distributive property of multiplication is for students to analyze that numbers have value and that each number is worth a certain amount. Using the distributive property of multiplication, we are going to do a few steps. First, we put the number into addends. Most teachers like to put numbers in the expanded form because it's much easier to work with. Then we would multiply the factor by each addend. And then finally, we would add up our partial products to get our final answer. So let's look at the steps. All right, we'll do 3 times 58. All right, our first step is to put the number 58 into two addends, or break it up into smaller parts. So we would write 50 plus 8. And as was discussed today, we can really break this 58 into as many different addend combinations as we want to. For example, we could do 20 plus 20 plus 10 plus 8. We could do 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 8. I mean, the choices are endless. But the point is that we break the number into addends so that when we multiply, they're much easier to solve. So step 1, we break it into its addends. Our next step is we multiply our factor times each addend. So we will do 3 times 50 plus 3 times 8. We want to make sure that we bring the addition sign because it was a part of our addends. After we have multiplied, or now distributed, hence the reason why it's called the distributive property, now we multiply to find the partial products. 3 times 50 is 150. We can use a rule of 0. So 3 times 5 is 15. Add the 0. Plus 3 times 8 is 24. Now that we have found our partial products, our final step is to find the product by adding up our partial products. So 150 plus 24, we have a 4 in the ones place, 7 in the tens, and a 1 in the hundreds. So 3 times 58 is 174. And this process, or this step of breaking, works with every number. So for example, if it was a 3-digit number, let's say 4 times 239. Again, we would break the 239 in an expanded form. All right, so we would break it by saying 200, because the value of the 2 is in the hundreds place, plus 30, because it's in the tens place, plus 9, bring down our multiplication of our 4. Then we would do distributive property. 4 times 200 plus 4 times 30 plus 4 times 9. Once we've multiplied, now we find the partial products. 4 times 200 is 800. 4 times 30 is 120. 4 times 9 is 36. And now we add them up. And you'll see that most of your students will add them up as an expression, which is fine. Most might even add them up as an equation, as you could see. So I'm going to add them up as an equation. 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. And of course, 1 plus 8 is 9. So 4 times 239 is 956. All right, so as you can see, again, our steps are as follows. Step 1, put the number in expanded form, or really you can use any addends you'd like, but expanded form is the easiest so that we can use a rule of 0. Next step, we multiply each addend by the other factor. Then we find the partial products, and then we add up our partial products to get our final product, which is 956. We use this step so that students analyze and understand that numbers have value. And that when they are multiplying 4 times 9, because it's in the ones place, they're multiplying 4 times 30 because it's in the tens place, and then multiplying 4 times 200 because it's in the hundreds place. This is called the distributive property of multiplication.